Hello, one and all. Welcome back to yet another edition of the Average Guy's Guide to Life podcast. You know who I am. You know what this is. You beautiful human being on the other side of this video. How's it going? Good? Not so good? Well, make it better. We are currently experiencing an apocalypse. Pretty sure you know about the current circumstances of the apocalypse. We got a pandemic, we got riots and race wars, we got a presidential election coming up, China taking over the world, Russia is sending infiltrators and hackers, and if you watch any sort of alien documentary, the aliens are coming as well. There was also a volcano that erupted this morning. I believe it was in Indonesia. Don't quote me on that. I heard it from someone else. And there was also a tornado that touched down in my area earlier today. The skies are just now clearing up, as I'm seeing. I was afraid there were going to be sirens and alarms going off in the background when I recorded this podcast. Luckily, it passed just in time. The sun's coming out. But if you want more coverage on that stuff, the serious stuff, I talk about it every now and again, but not all the time. If you want that sort of coverage, then watch the fucking news. Here you will only get my nonsensical ramblings, the ramblings of a madman. And if you like said ramblings, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. I appreciate you contributing to the growth of independent content creators such as myself. So even if it's not me, if it's someone else that you enjoy listening to, be sure, follow them, support their growth, and it is appreciated. Every single click matters. Your vote matters in this race. It might not matter in the upcoming election because of the Russians and the Chinese and all that shit. But in this race, the race to, I don't know, quit my 9 to 5? No, I'm not. I enjoy doing these things. I truly do. I enjoy speaking with whoever is on the other side listening. And I enjoy giving my advice or my insight or telling funny stories. So subscribe. Speaking of funny stories, I used to do something called the Dummy of the Week when I originally created this podcast. I stopped doing that because other media and content creators, they do a variation of that. So from now on, assume that I am the dummy of the week. Just forever. Because I am probably the dumbest human being in existence. Not because of my IQ. I don't think I'm book dumb. I don't even think I'm street dumb. I just do dumb things. And I tell you about them here. I don't feel shame about them. And if you are a regular listener to this podcast, you know that a part of my humor is self-deprecating. I love making fun of myself. I may feel bad about it later because it's like, damn, I just remember all this dumb shit I did. I'm such an idiot. But it makes for good content. And today will be another one of those days where I am the dummy of the week for the rest of eternity. And I will be telling you about how dumb I get and how I don't learn from my past mistakes. I do things with prior information, knowing that these things don't work. And I try them again. And this is, oh, there's a siren. Oh, trees and shit falling. I do things with prior information, knowing that the first time I tried it, it doesn't work. It just doesn't for whatever reason. But I do it again. So I'll be telling you about that a little later. But first, I wanted to share a personal story with you because I feel like I can get personal with you guys. I feel like we have a connection. We've bonded. So have you ever had someone ruin your life? Not literally, like metaphorically ruin your life. Like someone that was in your life and you made them a part of your life, and then they just kind of lit a stick of dynamite in the corner of what your life once was, and then slowly escaped out the back door and then just waited for it to blow up. You know what I mean? That type of person that ruins your life. And you usually escape from these people. You escape from them and you try and rebuild. They left that stick of dynamite there and they watched it explode. And you're just trying to pick up the pieces. You're picking up the shattered remains of your life. But doing that, you make sure that you don't remain in contact with that motherfucker that's a pyromaniac and left that dynamite there. You have to escape these people, right? So I know there's a lot of folks out there that can relate. Mostly people that deal with heartbreak within relationships. Sometimes it could be a friend, or sometimes it could be family. You know, someone that just ruins you, and you got to pick up the fucking pieces. Now you escape from these people with hopes that they realize that they left that stick of dynamite there, and you would eventually find it before it blew up, or it would blow up. And you hopefully they understand that, okay, ties are severed. You are a horrible person. You fucking pyromaniac. Stay away from me. I had one of these people that ruined my life just decide that it was okay to re-enter my life, even if it was in a minuscule fashion. This person texted me today over something that's completely avoidable. Now, let me give you some background content on this, or context. So, you know, when you're in a relationship with someone and you're filling out paperwork or you're applying for something and they ask for references, you know, give us 2 or 3 references. Most of the time, if you're in a successful relationship, you will put down the person that you're currently in that relationship with as a reference. You don't expect the organization or the company to call this person. You're just using them at the time just so you could finish this fucking application. And at the time, you think they're a reliable reference. Now, this person was a reference of mine because at the time, they were a reliable reference. But since they ruined my life, you would think that they know you're no longer a reliable reference. But this person, this fucking pyromaniac that blew up the building of my life, decided that they could text me and tell me that my bank was reaching out to them to try and reach me. What? Why would you do that? First of all, that's not something you need to tell me. Why are you can easily ignore the call, ignore the request of them trying to contact me, and just go about your life. If they want to contact me, I'm obviously busy. I'm not going to answer the phone, but they'll get in touch with me eventually. Eventually, I will answer the phone. You don't have to tell me that they're trying to call me. You don't have to do that. Just go about your life. Just go about your life. You've already ruined mine. But I didn't know it was this person because I removed them from my phone. I purged my contacts. Everyone was deleted that I didn't feel was necessary to keep in my contacts. They were one of these people. So when they text me to say, hey, your bank just called me looking for you, it was just a regular number. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm at my desk at work. Then I'm like, oh, hold on, who the fuck is that just texted me? So I responded to it. I'm like, hey, is this the branch manager? Because the branch manager has my number. So I'm like, is this the branch manager that's texting me right now? And if so, what's the problem? Like, why are you guys trying to reach out to me? Is there some sort of fraud on my account? Is someone using my card without my permission? What's going on? They responded and said, oh no, this is blank. My response was, oh. Just oh. Like R. Kelly. Oh. All I could say was oh. But then I'm like, oh, okay. Hello, life ruiner. Hi. How are you? You ruined any more lives lately? Like, I'm still, here trying to pick up the fucking rubble and rebuild my scaffolding to hold up my life. How are things with you? You're doing good? You doing good over there? You fucking dynamite leaving cunt. So that I hope I'm not alone here, right? People shouldn't, like, if someone tells you that you ruin their lives, then you shouldn't reach out, right? Even if someone else is trying to contact them, unless it's an emergency, like a family emergency where someone's missing or someone was hurt, something like that, some sort of crisis. Like if the tornado were to actually touch down and wipe out everything here, then you could fucking text me. But if it's not a catastrophic event, if the fucking comet doesn't fall down and impact the earth and everyone's scattering around and trying to, gather themselves, if it's not something like that, to just stay where you are. Don't bother me. Because at this current moment, I don't like you very much. You're a life ruiner. You're a life ruiner. I don't know anyone who does like someone that ruins another person's life. Like if I were to ruin someone's life, which I probably have, I don't know, I'm not perfect, but if I did ruin someone's life, I would have the inkling of knowing that maybe it's not the best time to talk to this person. Maybe what they said about me, possibly being the worst thing to ever happen to them and ruining their entire life moving forward, maybe that would resonate with me a little bit. And I would be like, you know what? A bank phone call really ain't that important. They'll find a way to reach him. Leave a fucking voicemail. Anyway, that's not the only reason to laugh at me. The biggest reason to laugh at me this week is because I'm pretty sure I've covered this on previous podcasts about how I loathe online dating. I don't like it. But in my circumstance, me being an introvert and being more comfortable living within my own space, in my head processing things and inviting those that can be compatible with that mindset and my energy. I choose who I invite in. But I do have extrovert tendencies and experiences. But me being an introvert, I always fall back on online dating. Haven't been much into the clubs or the bars or any of that shit. You already know that if you've been watching and listening to the podcast. With this pandemic going on, everyone has become an introvert, even if they don't want to or not. So the online platforms of dating and meeting people, they're kind of flooded with everybody now, unless you just don't care, like you will never conform to that medium, or you already have your partner. So online dating is kind of growing right now. But my dumbass has never had success using this platform or these platforms. Never. I've had minuscule success and maximum failure. I am so bad. Well, I don't know if I would say bad. I just fail. I fail and I fall flat on my fucking face. And I end up feeling the same way after each one of these experiments. And I don't know why I keep going back. And I did it again. I am such an idiot. Someone please come beat the fuck out of me. Just grab a brick of something that the pyromaniac left behind. My life is in shambles and rubble right now. So just pick up one of the bricks or the rocks that was left behind from the dynamite igniting and just smack me right in the fucking face with it. Hit me in the head with that slab of my own life so I would stop doing this, because it's not, it doesn't work for me. And I don't know why. But if I were to guess, I don't think I have any success because of my face. I may be wrong, But all of the analytics would lead me to believe that that is the main contributing factor here. Because I don't think I'm uninteresting. I think I'm an interesting person. I can be a little arrogant and say that. I think I am a well-balanced person. I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy as well. I have interesting shit going on, and I'm not relied on anyone else to be an adult but me. I also don't have any children, so I have a lot of good qualities, I would think. But my face is the one thing that I think deters people. Like, he seems like a good guy, but that fucking face though. Ugh. Like, can we fix that? Like, do you have enough money for plastic surgery to get that taken care of? If you can, then you are a winner. If not, then you're a loser. And every time I create one of these things, I go out of it feeling like the biggest loser in the world. Because, just for an example, I would download, and I'm talking recently here, I would download 5 or 6 dating apps, right? All have different rules to how they're ran. Some of them are the swipe, you can't send messages. Some of them are you can send as many messages as you want. Some of them you have a message limit per day, all that shit. Excuse me. On average, I would say I would try to swipe and send at least 50 or so messages a day. And this has been for a little while now, right? Now, you would think that on average, you have to have some sort of success coming back your way. No, you are wrong. You are very wrong. There is nothing coming back my way, my friend. Well, not nothing. I'm going to get to that later. But there is nothing that I would be interested in coming back my way. Nothing. Throughout these 5 or 6 platforms that I've spread my likeness around, and I've typed these little personal bios, but not giving away too much information. I don't want them to know how very crazy I really am. Now, the good kind of crazy, I would hope. So I do it, and I spread myself out and just see what I can catch, like a fucking fisherman who's tossing out the wide net to try and catch as many shrimp as you can before you get rid of the dead ones, or I don't know how that shit works. I'm not a fisherman, but you know what I'm talking about. You get rid of those ugly shrimp, and those plump shrimp. Maybe you would like a plump shrimp. I don't know. But you get rid of those shrimp that aren't fit to be on your boat, and you move the fuck on, right? So I'm casting out this wide ass net. I got my boat. I'm in the middle of the sea, in the middle of the ocean, throwing that net out there, and I'm bringing back nothing but fucking soda cans, bottles, tires, reefs, like nothing worth keeping. I'm bringing back no fish, nothing. But the fish that reach out to me are the fish that don't sell on market. They don't sell. No one wants to eat you. It's like these fish that you never heard of. If you watch those National Geographic channels, those fish that be like in the very deepest waters and shit. Those funny looking fish with the human faces. These fish that just know you will never find anyone eating these fish. Or if you do eat them, there's a chance of death. These are the fish that's trying to jump on my fucking boat. And I'm biting off Patrice O'Neal right now. R.I.P. my nigga Patrice. But I not meant to do that. Like, it's completely by accident. But the analogy works the same. He used it in a different capacity. If you're not familiar with who Patrice O'Neal is, please seek him out. He is one of the funniest comedians. He should be ranked higher. He should be known more. Please find and seek Patrice O'Neal stand-up comedy. The Elephant in the Room, I believe, is his biggest and most popular special. R.I.P. He died several years back. But he's a huge influence to me. But he uses that boat and fish metaphor a little differently. Now, what I mean by that is I can be casting out my nets and not bringing in any fucking carp or perch or salmon or shrimp or lobster, crawfish. I'm not getting anything that's the popular fish. I'm getting those human face fish, or those fish that look deformed, or those three-eyed fish from The Simpsons that no one can eat. That's what I'm bringing in. And what I mean by that is I don't have anything. I want to say this very clearly. I love all people. I believe all people deserve some love in their life. No matter who you are, no matter what you believe in, no matter what you look like, you deserve to be loved. Okay? So take that as kind of a, what do you call it? Not a precursor, but just take that and process it before what I'm about to say next, okay? If you are a big girl, I don't like you that much. I mean, you might be cool as fuck as a person. We can be cool. Some of my best friends I've had in life, female best friends, I should say, were of the bigger variety. But they were friends for a reason. Because if we were to be beyond that, something would malfunction. Something's not going to work and be like, no, I am calling this right now. I'm calling this a day. We do not want any of that action. And I'm talking about the main organ that's involved when the physicality comes up. Okay. So it's nothing against big girls. It's just that my main organ that's not my heart or my brain doesn't agree with your aesthetic. That's the nicest way I could say that, possibly. That's the nicest way. Nothing wrong with you. It's just not my thing. But big girls, they just be throwing themselves in the fucking boat. They just be rocking that motherfucker. We about to sink with all the fucking big girls that come in my fucking boat. Like, we are too heavy. We got too much fucking cargo. We need to get to land. Or we'll be sunken. So they just jump in. And whenever I get a match on one of these things, I already know. Without even checking, I already know, okay, let me just go check, see what it is. Oh, it's a big girl. And my response to them, this is probably kind of cruel, but I am nothing but a truth teller here. So this is kind of cruel, but whenever I match with one of these big girls, my response is just figured, LOL. And they have no idea what that means. They don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, it just figures. It just figures. Anyone that I'm attracted to, they're not attracted to me because there's something wrong with my face. But the big girls, they're coming in herds and swarms. Probably not swarms, but definitely herds. And they're very good at something as well. They're very good at the deceptive dating internet profile picture, or pictures, I should say. They're very good at this. Now, I will give my big girls credit here. They can make their face look skinny as fuck. I don't know how they do this. Like, this is the big girl red flag for all you fellas out there. If they got a bunch of face pictures and they face look fine as fuck, makeup all good, hair all nice, and they have not a single body picture, red flag. Fucking red flag, sir. You might don't tell them that immediately, but you might want to keep that in the back of your head before you get too deep into conversation with this person to ask if this is one of your things. If you don't mind dating a big girl, then by all means do your thing. But if you don't see yourself with one, before you get too deep into conversing with this person, I would ask for some verification. Just some identity verification. Because you don't want to be let down and disappointed. Lord knows I have way too many times to recall. It's like, damn, y'all are so good at that. And so good at the angles, right? Like you could take a picture from up above your head and make you look like you got a normal shape. This is so mean, but it's so true. You do it. You do it. You make yourself look like you got a normal shape. And when you show up, it's like, How did you do that? Who are you? What happened? Especially with all these apps and filters that they got now. Like, you really have no idea who you're meeting. You just don't. You gotta fucking FaceTime a person. You tell them to send you a picture with no makeup, no filter. Send a full body picture with no fucking filter. And even then, you're not sure. You're just not sure. Anyway, the moral of the story is I'm a dummy. Okay? I'm a dummy. I went, signed back up for all these dating sites, and now I got nothing but big girls jumping in my boat along with all the single mamas in the world. All the single, like, I've said it once, I will say it again. I have nothing against single mothers, but I am a grown adult man I'm a grown adult man, not man. I'm not more than one person. I'm a grown adult man with 0 children. 0, motherfucker. So if I can do it, you can do it. What's so hard about that? What's so hard about that? And then they get mad at me because I say I don't date people with children. It's no slight against you. There's plenty of men that date women with children. I used to be one of them. But I've had too many bad experiences. Like, you got responsibilities that aren't my responsibility, and you also have a time restraint. Your time is prioritized to someone else above me. So that's not something I'm interested in. But all the single mamas, all the big girls, everybody with fucking deformities, they all just piling in my boat. But no one that I actually want to talk to has jumped in my boat yet. And I don't think they ever will, because I've been through this experiment before. So why would I do it again? Why would I do it again? I don't know. I guess I'm just not learning. Well, that's not it. To be serious here for a second. Everyone deals with loneliness on some level. Everyone. And to have my life ruined by the person that left a stick of dynamite in the corner of my life, I needed to rebuild. And I feel like my building is almost up to where it should be before they talked to me today about a fucking bank called, and that kind of crumbled the ceiling a little bit. But, you know, it can be rebuilt pretty quick. And when you do get that structure rebuilt, you kind of want someone to share that structure with. So in the time that we're living in now, you don't have many options. So the option that I have, I took them. But I'm pretty sure it's just not meant for me. And it's not meant for everybody, kind of like college. College isn't meant for everybody, even though some people get pressured to pursuing higher education, although that's not what your soul is telling you to do, or what your interests are leaning towards. They may not have anything to do with higher education. You may want to do something like what the fuck I'm doing now. You may want to talk to people and bullshit for a half an hour. That you don't need a college degree for that. They have programs. You can go into broadcasting and shit. But are you going to be a professional broadcaster, or do you just want to talk shit? You want to be funny. You want to be human. You want to share experiences and interact with people. So there's no college session. There's no college class that can teach you how to do that. You just have to learn. And I think I'm learning. I think I'm currently learning that my face is all fucked up. It's pretty fucked up. And it's not meant for the internet. And here I am recording a podcast. All right, bye.